Here we go, Doi Suthep. We're at the base here. I'm just about to go for a ride. I'm on my road bike. Trust my words, not what you see. Alright, in life, don't trust what you see, trust what you've been told. So I'm on my road bicycle here, and I'm about to go up Doi Suthep. You can sort of see the road here. The road is it's made of gravel, isn't it? You can sort of see very, very rough surface road, very rocky. There's boulders everywhere. Always trust what they tell you on the internet. Don't trust what you can actually see. Alright, so I'm going to jump on my bicycle here. We're going to zoom up Doi Suthep. I've just filmed this literally in about an hour ago. We started the quest up Doi Suthep. Natasha's ahead. We're going to see if we can catch up to Natasha. She's going to pass a whole bunch of cyclists, as she does when she rides up here. So you see I'm on my bicycle here. Yeah, Doi Suthep, you know. Let's get serious. These roads are super smooth. All right, look how smooth the roads are. You know what I mean? Just filling my bum bag there, making sure everything's good. And these motor scooters is basically like a big e-bike. So I do have a spinal cord injury from that attack in 2020, and it's not really getting better. So we're off the bicycle for a bit. We're on the motorbike on the moto. So you'll see that I sort of apex the corners here, but I'm apexing it in a safe way. Here's the monks every morning, you see them. This is about this is a little bit before 8 o'clock. It's probably about 7:50 a.m. And Doi Suthep, but really, really fast climb. Like, it's very, very smooth. Very, very smooth. I average up here on my bicycle. My PR is 30 minutes and 3 seconds, and I average on an alloy bike with alloy wheels 21.5 k an hour. That's my average speed up Doi Suthep. So if you're doing fast and average speed of 21.5 up here, you're moving along. You're definitely moving along if you're a guy. So yeah, it's quite a quiet climb. Occasionally you see scorpions. You definitely see dogs. Yeah, you see all sorts of things living on the ground there. That is just Doi Suthep. So you always got to be eyes open. Lots of serious crashes on the way down here. People just getting blasé and getting too confident because it's a very fast descent. The road's super smooth, so it encourages high speed descending, which is very dangerous in Thailand or any situation, but especially Thailand, because you have dogs coming out, you have dogs banging and fucking on the road, and you got dogs fighting on the road, and you got walkers and joggers and cyclists and scooters and chickens and cats and dogs and more dogs and extra dogs. Okay, so it's just, you never know what's going to happen. You get grease on the wheels there. There's some neon cyclists. That was nice and visible, wasn't he? Be safe, be seen. Be safe, be seen. But yeah, it's a quite popular climb. It's the most popular on Saturdays. Saturdays is when Doi Suthep really lights up. But generally in the morning between sunrise and 8 a.m, you do see, at least, on a weekday, 20 to 30 runners and riders going up and down. So it's pretty cool. It's a beautiful climb. I live in Chiang Mai, just here at the base of Doi Suthep. So not too far to get to the start of the climb. And the air quality is really, really nice up here. We're filming this on 29th September 2022. So the air quality is really good. There's not much traffic up here, Like, I remember when I held my events up here in 2014, 15, 16, and 17, there was just so much cars and traffic and tourists but big buses and stuff after 8 o'clock. So, but now it's dead quiet. All right, if you want to visit Thailand now, this week is the time. All right, today is the time. It's so quiet here. There's no travel restrictions here anymore. All right, if you're part of the control group like I am, or if you're part of the experimental group, doesn't matter. You're welcome into Thailand now. No testing required. Masks are optional. So yeah, it's really cool. They've opened it right up. I know this climb like the back of my hand. I've done it on Strava, I think 242 times. 242 times, I think. There's a bit of a landslide there. See that? Landslide. So you always got to, Doi Suthep's like life. You always got to be paying attention. This guy's got no helmet on. But, I'm a fan of helmets, man. Like, I don't know, I don't like wearing them, but I like when I do need them. I like when I do need them. when I got this spinal cord injury, I got attacked from behind. Didn't have any chance to defend myself. Didn't know who it was. Didn't know what was going on. Knocked out and blah, 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 and up on the ground. But yeah, the doctors are just like, man, how you're not a quadriplegic, we don't know. You're so lucky. You're wearing your helmet. Maybe that helped a bit. I don't know. So it's, yeah, I always like to wear my helmet, man. You never know what life's going to throw at you, It's just life in general. But yeah, super, super, super smooth road here, so fast. It's just a great way to start the day. I've seen people lose 70 kilos just from riding Doi Suthep and doing my dietary protocols, but also from doing Doi Suthep as well, which is part of my protocols. The dude lost I think it was 74, maybe it was 74 kilos. Right? It went from 150 down to 74 kilos. Like he would literally lose it seemed like he was losing 4 kilos a week from doing the Doi, right? The first time he did the Doi, we were just like, holy shit, he did it. You know what I mean? He did it. That's incredible. But yeah, it's a beautiful climb. What gear ratios do you need? It depends. It depends what sort of average speed you're going to average up here. All right, so it's all about whatever speed you're going to average up here. If you're going to average faster than 21.5k an hour, then a 53.39 is going to be fine for you. If you're going to be slower, if you want to go slower than 21.5k an hour average speed up here, then I'd recommend a compact crank like a 5034 or a 4630 with like a 28 on the back. Then you'll be good to go. But yeah, for most people, a compact crank's going to be fine with like a 30 on the back or a 34 on the back. You'll be fine to go. But again, it depends what average speed you're gonna be doing up here. It doesn't matter about your weight. It doesn't matter about your weight or your ability, or that doesn't. People are like, oh, I'm 100 kilos, I need compact cranks. What if you live in Florida? You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what your weight is. All right, the gear ratios has nothing to do with what you weigh. Gear ratios are strictly 100% determined by how fast you're going to average speed on the climb. Okay, that's all that matters. All right. If you see guys like Roberto Heras would use triple rings in the Vuelta a España, and the guys like all of 51 kilo. Okay, professional cyclists on EPO using the triple ring. Why? Because he's going so slow up the climb. He needs, an easier gear. So it's all about your speed you're trying to maintain. If you're trying to average, what if you're 150 kilos and you're trying to average 150k an hour behind a motor pace vehicle? All right, see. So when people say, "Oh, I'm not a pro," or I'm like, it doesn't matter if you're a pro. It doesn't matter your ability. It doesn't matter what your weight you are. All that matters to calculate your gear ratios for 90 RPM, ideally, or at least 80 RPM, is what speed. So you calculate you can just type into the computer, like do a gear cadence calculator. There's heaps of websites that can do that for you, and you just say, okay, I'm going to be doing 80 RPM at least, and I'll be averaging, 15k an hour on the climb. What gear ratios will I need minimum? And then you go from that. All right. So that's how you do it. So what I find for Asia in general, what keeps me going, I can generally average speeding up climbs, up the walls. I generally find a 30 on the front and a 40 will get me up anything fast. With good cadence. Just to grind up there slower, without worrying about performance too much, then a 30 on the front and a 30 at the back, like a 1-1 I can get up anything. But if I'm worried about speed, then having an easier gear will let me have a higher cadence, which will translate to more power. And for long as dog corner, the dog's laying around there. So it's all about your cadence. If you want to do a PR, you need at least 90 cadence. And there you go. If you're just cruising up there, just dawdling along, then 70 to 80 is going to be fine. Otherwise, 90 cadence is what we're going to tune our gears for in terms of gear ratios. But it's a beautiful climb, man. Chiang Mai, amazing place. Come and live here. If you want to lose weight, if you want to get lean, Chiang Mai is the place, man. Like, there's not a better city on the planet for weight loss than Chiang Mai. You got all this oil-free vegan food you can get here. We have personal chefs that make food for us, which is everyone can access that. It sounds expensive, but it's not. and the cycling here is incredible. If Adelaide didn't exist, I'd live in Chiang Mai full time. Seriously, you're going to come here, you're going to lose so much weight. Right? You're going to lose a lot of weight when you come to Thailand, man. I remember how lean I used to be in terms of, I was like probably 63 kilos in 2015, 2016 up here. So it's like, just from doing the doi, it just shreds you down, man. It leans you out. It leans you out massively, okay? I'm assuming you're eating my protocols, because there's plenty of, fat cyclists who ride the doi regularly, but then they come back to the cafe and just eat another 100, 200 grams of fat they just burn off from doing the doi, So it's like, if you're doing my protocols, dietary, lifestyle, and then you're doing the doi as well, you're going to get, really skinny really quickly. Like, I've seen it with girls who came to Thailand and they did the doi and that, and they just shred it down. It's like, holy shit, like, where did all the fat go? Like, seriously, like, where did all the fat go? Girls got so skinny, you couldn't imagine them being that skinny. Like, when you first saw them, they were sort of round and rotund, and looked like, KFC eaters, and then KFC bucket eaters, and then they did the doi a bit, did my protocols, and they just got so skinny. So it's just, it's crazy, man. It's like, it's crazy. But I told them that it would happen. They didn't. Some of them believed me, some of them didn't. The ones who didn't believe me gave up and quit and stayed fat, and the ones who did believe me are all super skinny today in 2022. Okay, simple as that. But yeah, it takes time. People don't have patience. People don't want to put the work in. They just want a quick fix this week. I want to lose 10 kilos this week. I want to be skinny this week. I want to be skinny like Tasha next week. It's like, oh man, depends where you're at. It takes time. All right, if you want to set the com up Doi Suthep, like, you're gonna have 10 years of racing in your pedigree. Like the Russian guy who did the fastest time up here, averaged 27k an hour on the good shit. Like, he's been racing for like a decade. Okay, like, people don't want to put the work in. He did a decade of racing plus EPO, etc. You know what I mean? So he did like 422 watts for like 24 minutes. Like, that's and really lightweight. Crazy fast time. But yeah, it took him like 10 years to get to that level, plus drugs. Okay, so it takes the work, people. You put the work in, it'll happen. Okay, how long will it take? Depends on what your goal is, where you're starting from. But I can guarantee you, if you are a fat person and you do my protocols, if you're in Chiang Mai, you're going to shred weight so quick. The tropical weather, the food here is incredible. It's like the best in the world food. It's amazing. Natasha, what do you think of the restaurants here?
The restaurants, or shall I say the vegan restaurants in Chiang Mai, are abundant. There are a lot of options and a lot of dishes. And what I like is that you can communicate with the waitresses, the waiters and the chefs exactly how you want it. Things can get lost in translation at times, but if you bring out Google Translate to let them know how spicy you want it, because Thais love chili, and if they say not spicy, or nit noi, just a little bit of spice, it's going to be hell spicy. So you have to make it clear that you want no chili. And with oil, and just make that clear on Google Translate, and they'll be happy to provide for you. But if you go to Maya Mall, you've got the food all there, so you can just see which one you want. And Mai has it clearly labelled which dishes have no oil, and you can also see the amount of oil bubbles, for example, that's swimming at the top of the dish, and then make your choice from there. And there's so many entrees. I love those rice rolls and the chive and radish cakes and the pulled shiitake mushrooms at Maya Mall are incredible.
Thanks, Natasha. There you go. So yeah, if you want oil-free food, any restaurant can go. We've even gone to non-vegan restaurants, and they'll have like a little vegan menu or vegetarian menu or no menu. We just go in there and say, hey, can you make this dish oil-free? Or just like a teaspoon of oil, or least as possible, and they'll do it for us. Like, it's just incredible. Like, you got to ask. There's a waterfall there. So yeah, so Natasha's romped up this climb. She's dropped this guy here he's on a brand new BMC. She dropped him. She's just, these guys are just they don't like getting beaten by Natasha, but hey, that's cycling, Sometimes you do the hammer, sometimes you do the nail. Come to Chiang Mai. I've been promoting this place for a long time, 12 years now. Wow, 12 years, damn, this goes fast. First time I was here making videos is 2010, and now it's 2022, 12 years goes so freaking fast. Wow, fantastic. This is the last kick on the Doi Suthep segment. The Doi Suthep segment, we're about to catch Natasha on the line. The timing though, the Thai flags on the left. And this climb keeps going for another 9k, all right? And it gets steeper. This is the first sort of steep round. There's Natasha on the left. That's the finish line there, the pedestrian crossing. Natasha just dropping the watts down a bit. She didn't notice I was there. Hey, here you go. Hey. And then the climb continues around to the left. You got the temples on the right, the big golden Buddha, and then the climb keeps going up and up and up, and that's when the real sort of steep sections start for the climb called Doi Pui, which is the peak. Doi Suthep is like the temple area, and that is Doi Suthep. Thanks for watching.